Alright, Will's people. You know I've been known to give you the realist aspect of the world from my perspective. But sometimes life grabs you for dudes by the balls, for chicks by the boobs, and refuses to let go. So this video is basically real rap. No ifs, ands, or buts. You like it. If you don't, you unsubscribe. It really doesn't matter to me. But if you want real talk and about real feeling for a real Will's patient going through some real issues, then you keep watching. Since my surgery, what is it that I've had to deal with? I've dealt with my grandfather passing away, who was more like a father than my own father. I've dealt with my husband's. I've dealt with a wedding, putting together, orchestrating a wedding, just to find out that my grandfather dies on the day of my wedding. What was it? A week later, to find out that my father-in-law dies through complications from cancer. So now that's not one, but two military funerals that I've had to go through. We've had to deal with money shortages because we was evicted from one place and found another place. We've had to deal with stretching money to its very end just to make sure that the electric and the gas is on, so you can see and that you're warm during the winter months. I've had to deal with that. Well, me and my husband had to deal with that. I've had to deal with wants and needs that I've had. I've been wanting to buy new clothes, but I can't because of the needs of the children. Becomes more important than your own needs. Putting others before yourself, and you walking around looking like a bum because you want your children to be better off than you are. What else have I had to deal with? I've had to deal with my father not understanding what I've just said and calling Department of Human Services, having to call whatever it is called in your area. Basically, the people who take away children because they are unfit parents. My father who doesn't understand how hard it is because he's had a silver spoon in his mouth for his whole life. His car, his home, silver spoon. Struggles. He's never been hungry. Silver spoon. I remember eating cans of corn just to satisfy the stomach rumblings because while I was pregnant with my firstborn, stomach rumblings. He didn't have to. He walked around the corner and ate up their food. Now keep in mind, this is real life. This is real life. This is not the fantasy that some people portray it to be. I sat there and I ate fucked up foods for what it's worth because it was cheap. Knowing it didn't have good ingredients in it for me to be healthy. I sat there and I did it. Why? Because I needed to survive. This is real talk. Right now I'm in my garage in the midst of a freaking heat wave. I don't know what time it is. Well, I do know what time it is. I don't know what temperature it is, but it is hot. I have been sitting out here for maybe an hour now. But let me get back to where I have been in this past year. Because the weight loss surgery that I had is not even in this year. I am over a year out. And I am proud of the steps that I made over a year and a half out to be where I am now. I am so very proud of that. Today I lost my cousin, my closest female cousin, the one who gave me support from beginning, middle, and end through this weight loss surgery. Who, the last time we was together at my grandmother's 80th birthday party, which was maybe a month or 2 months ago, she told me, and it made me feel so good, guys. It made me so good that if you better not lose no more weight, you're going to be stealing all of my clothes. And this girl is so small. And just the fact that she said that made me feel so good. Made me feel that I could accomplish anything and everything in this world that life puts before me. I lost her today. I lost her. But I didn't truly lose her. Because 2 weeks ago, she suffered from a seizure. They examined her over the course of the night, and that morning she was found out as being had a brain aneurysm, and they did immediate surgery on her to help save her life. And since the surgery, she was doing so good. They took out the breathing tube, they took out the feeding tube, and she was eating on her own. She was talking mess like she normally do. And then out of nowhere, this afternoon, God told her to come home with him. And as much as I know God has the master plan for everything, and anything that walks on this planet Earth, it still hurts, and I'm still so heartbroken. The one that supported me and made me feel like I was just as skinny as she was, that gave me the encouragement to keep going forward in this weight loss surgery ordeal. God took her from this earth to be with him. And I'm having a hard time, family, dealing with this. And I'm talking to my family. And each of them is dealing with it in their own special way. But I hate to deal with it the way I'm dealing with it, because I come from a family of alcoholics. And the only way I know how to deal with it is that way.